guys, it's Mark here, back with another card review, and today we are going to be reviewing the Dan and Dave X Anyone Worldwide Smoke and Mirrors, technically just smoke. I don't know if you guys know this, I mentioned it in my unboxing of these video. So Smoke and Mirrors originally came out in 2007, and at least the V1s, it might have been the V1s and V2s, there was smoke in mirrors, and the smoke was white, and the mirrors were black, and then so you could buy either or like a 2-pack and get one smoke and one mirrors. And then I think as like the V3s and V4s and so on, they just combined it into one smoke and mirrors and did different colorways and different stuff like that. So yeah, but so they brought back with Anyone Worldwide, another really popular car brand, reprint 2020. So 13 years later, they brought back the V1s, but with Anyone Worldwide. So and side note, something I want to start doing, show you guys these cards real quick. Didn't expect to like these cards as much as I did. They're the William Stout Dinosaur, and I just really love that back design on there, and they're super nice cards. I haven't really broken them in too much yet, so they're still really slippery. But yeah, very cool cards. This is kind of what I've been using, is just like my daily cards to practice with. So yeah, comment down below what cards you guys are using as your daily cards right now. And yeah, I just wanted to show you those real quick. Yeah, when I opened up the box of these, I was like, I don't know, but I really love that black and white design. And speaking of black and white designs, I'm assuming this is going to be black and white. So let's open these up here, if I can find. I hate opening these up, so irritating. Okay, I will skip this part if it takes more than a minute. Oh, here we go. Seal on the side. Okay. Alright, I might cut that part out, but I should have brought my knife with me. But yeah, let's get into this deck of cards. Not sure what that 6006 in the back means, but yeah, this is the back of the cards. So Dan and Dave, the Dan and Dave logo on one side, and then the Anyone Worldwide on the other side. And it's kind of interesting. Yeah, the words kind of come in to the lip of the tuck case here. Oh, or does it say more about it? That's weird. So yeah, it does say it up there, but it says the exact same thing on this, and then covers over it, so this part's filled in when it's closed. Very interesting. Tuck case feels nice, not like a plasticky feel, but not like a papery feel either. Oh wow, I love these cards. So yeah, here's the tuck case, pretty simple on the inside, nothing on the little flaps here, just that on the lip. But yeah, I love the simplicity of Smoke and Mirrors. Yeah, so yeah, these are smoke, so we've got the little smoke card here, and then yeah, the two jokers say Smoke and Mirrors originally released, same thing it says on the other one there. So yeah, those are the two jokers. I love the smoke card though, that's sweet. Look at that design, that's really awesome. But oh, and then we've got Anyone Dan and Dave card, that's sweet. But yeah, love the simplicity of these cards, and like I said, most most Smoke and Mirrors cards, and very interesting. They're very yeah, very fancy type of look to the cards here. Love that black border. Is a two-way design, and yeah, I feel I don't want to get them out of order here before we you know, go through the cards a little bit, but wow, they feel super nice. They feel a little different. Not a super strong smell to them. Guessing because they came out like 4 years ago now. So yeah, that's probably why on that. But we've got the smoke, and then I'm assuming they also released a mirror, which would have this in black and then the white border, I believe, and it would say mirrors here instead of smoke, hence the smoking mirrors. So yeah, it's the Ace of Spades. I have a feeling these pips and indices and court cards are going to be fairly standard. Is it just me, or is the font different for the numbers? Yeah, that's definitely different, right? Oh yeah. You know, it's funny when you look at as many cards, like for court cards, like, okay, like these are, wow, that's really cool. These are definitely not standard, but when you look at so many, like, you got the, that's sweet, the anyone and the king there. But, so like the other day I was showing a deck of cards to my mom, and, she was, we were out shopping, and I did a short on them, but they're like just these Michigan cards. I love the anyone in there. Keep flipping through these while I'm telling the story real quick. But yeah, what is that? Is that say anyone again? Sorry, dropped a card here. Just the anyone card. Sorry about that. Let's see if we can get back to where we're at. But anyway, I said to her when I was looking at the cards, I was like, oh, those aren't standard court cards. You know, they're a little bit different. And she was like, those look standard. And so I just pulled out a deck of bicycle cards. And yeah, I love the anyone on the kings there and on the cards. And, you know, we compared them. And she was like, wow, I really thought those looked standard. But I guess you're right, they're not. It's funny because, like, with these, the font of these numbers, like, you can't tell exactly what's different about them, but when you look at enough cards, you can just feel that there's a difference. Really like that fan there with the black. Yeah, it looks super nice. Ooh. But, yeah, let's give these cards a shuffle. So yeah, they're, other than, yeah, the anyone in the jacks, which I really like that. I've never seen that before. I don't know if the original smoke and mirrors have that on there. I guess we'll find out soon, like if they had, it'd say Dan and Dave or Smoke or something in it. But yeah, I guess we'll find out. Hopefully sooner than later when we open up the deck right up there, the Dan and Dave Private Reserve Smoking Mirrors, which I guess, I don't know, because those, they call them V1s, but, yeah, so I don't know if those, anyway, what I'm getting at is I don't know if they normally put something in there, or that's just different. I'll try and look it up before the video, but, yeah, very, I said this in a recent video, don't know exactly what it is, but just looks like a very, like, formal, yeah, I can't think of the word right now. If I think of something, I'll put there, but, like, yeah, very, like, fashionable, minimalist, type vibe with the design there, and really love the black borders. The only thing about colored borders is there's a little more, I don't know with black, but I know with like green or blue borders, there's a little bit more noticeability when they get scuffed or anything. So, yeah, I don't know if it's like that with black borders, and I probably won't be using these cards too much, just because they're nice cards, so I probably won't find out. I've been, practicing this little, cut here. Kind of fun to do. It's not the best angle for it, but yeah. And then there's a second version too, where you just go back on that So yeah, that's one of the things I've been practicing lately. But yeah, let's give these cards, yeah, they're springy, but not too springy. Okay, maybe, yeah. Yeah, I like them a lot. Wow. Yeah, very similar to what I said about the Cherry Casino cards in the last video. Not quite to that extent, but how like you feel like you're gonna lose controls. They're like so springy and stuff, but then you don't. But yeah, and I said in that Cherry Casino video that those were my favorite feeling cards. These might be up here, and I want to mention something too, because it's almost tough for a review, because cards are always gonna, if you get a nice deck of cards, they're always gonna feel great when you first get them. But this might be a hot take, I'm not sure. But those Virtuoso cards, like they, when I got them, they felt super nice and stuff. And don't get me wrong, they are nice cards. But I feel like they didn't hold up as well as like a lot of the Art of Play or other brands of cards do. But yeah, these cards right away shuffle really good. Love that two-way, just like a formal, like black tie type vibe to the design on there. And yeah, very minimalistic, like I said, but I like it a lot. It's super cool. Yeah, love the anyone in the court cards there. It almost, like, you have to look closely at it, like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm sorry, I should be showing you guys these cards. I'm looking for a specific one, but it almost makes it look like, I don't know, some like futuristic type thing when you just look at it, and then you realize it's just writing in there. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's what it made me think of. But yeah, cards feel very, very nice. Yeah, super nice cards. Alright, let's get into the rating here. Sorry, gotta grab my book. I'll be... Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, just had to get my scores written down and stuff. Well, not written down, but write down the different categories and stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to point out, I'm not really even trying to make a point here, but yeah, so most of the smoke and mirrors are like this, like a very minimal design, and that's in great contrast to these ones that I just got, the smoke and mirrors, the First Human Red, and this is going to be a review in the future. But yeah, these cards are crazy. Yeah, I'm not even going to go through them, but like, just, yeah, crazy things in these cards. So it's very interesting how, things have changed over time. And don't get me wrong, these cards are super, super sweet. I love how the blank space there in the middle, but there's something to be said with all the, crazy card designs and stuff about just a simple deck of cards. Like these cards, super simple. Some may think boring, but yeah, they're super cool. I like them a lot. And yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're using them for, or what you're using them for too, like for cardistry or whatever. Like, this is like a perfect deck of cards, I think. Yeah, so nice. So, can't think of the word. So luxurious almost is how they look, but yeah, very cool. Love the smoke card again, that's super sweet. Yeah, love the Dan and Dave card. Love the anyone. Yeah, don't I know a lot about anyone cards. I'm guessing these were printed by Dan and Dave. Maybe they were, I mean, either way, they're probably USPCC, but I'm just wondering, is that you always hear like the early smoke and mirrors were like some of the best feeling cards, like those private reserve ones I have. Everyone's told me that those are like some of the best feeling cards. So yeah, we'll see when we hit 50 subscribers, and yeah, when we open those. But yeah, these cards feel amazing. Like, they're not quite as springy as, like I said, like the verts and stuff were right away, but still nice and springy. This might be my favorite one there. And don't get the colorway and the look, other than the Anyone, is a little different than standard, right? And yeah, definitely. But yeah, so super cool deck of cards. Like I said, sorry if this one's a little bit boring. I think they're super cool, but yeah, it's not as much showy. Not as much to show as a lot of the decks. But yeah, nonetheless, very cool deck of cards. Let's get into the scoring here. And I might have just mentioned it, but I feel like what I was saying with people saying the Smoke and Mirrors being some of the best feeling cards, that I think these will last a little bit longer than like some of the other cards I've rated 10 out of 10 on feel. But I guess only time will tell, which time probably won't tell, because these are a nice deck of cards that I'm probably not going to use a whole lot. And yeah, like I said, I don't know a ton about Anyone. I've got the Feisoka Kind Time playing cards. Probably can't show those on YouTube, but if you know what they are, you know what they are. Super cool. But yeah, so let's get into the rating here. Price on these was $30, which is definitely expensive for a deck of cards. Like I said, I think these cards will hold up. I've been reading a lot about Dan and Dave recently, and like watching a lot of interviews with them, and the more I read about them and the more interviews I watch, the more I like them. Like, they seem like super cool guys, and they definitely know what they're doing with printing and everything. And yeah, so I think these cards will hold up well, even though I probably won't use them. It's just something I definitely wanted in my collection. So yeah, even though they're high priced, we're gonna go 9 out of 10 on that. Feel these cards for sure 10 out of 10. Like I said, like, they're, you know, it's always hard to, sorry, I keep dropping stuff. Always hard to tell with new cards, you know, how they're gonna last and stuff. And these aren't like quite as springy or slippery as a lot of new cards I've gotten, or a lot of the nicer new cards, like the cherries and the verts. So, but I mean, I think I like the feel of them better. Yeah, these, so over the last 2 videos have 2 new favorite feeling cards. Like, it's hard to explain, but trust me, these cards feel amazing. And speaking of the verts, did anyone else who's signed to their email thing get the thing about the 10th anniversary cards that they're doing? Those looked super cool. So yeah, let me know if you guys were in the email list for that. It's pretty interesting. They're not doing like a regular release. Like, it was like a 5-part thing. Like, once every few days you would get an email, and it was super cool. I don't quite remember, but it definitely made me really respect the dude. Like, he told his life story and stuff, and how he got into cards, and I think he was going to be a doctor or something, and he started making cards for cardistry, which like wasn't a thing back then. And so yeah, mad respect to him, and let me know if you guys are getting those cards. But back design on this, for sure 10 out of 10. And yeah, as I always say, it can be 10 out of 10 for 2 different things. This for the simplicity and yeah, just the beautiful design on that is 100% a 10 out of 10. And a flashy deck of cards, like these ones, can be a 10 out of 10 too, but for different reasons. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on that. And then pips, indices, and court cards. So yeah, pips and indices, I like the font choice a lot. If only the 7s had a line through it, they would be perfect. But yeah, that's really unique. I've never seen anyone do anything like that, and I think I'm finding more and more I like subtle differences more than I like. If you guys have seen the flying dogs, like those have crazy pips and indices. And I love this smoke card here too. But I'm finding I like the subtle differences, like those cherry casinos. I gave a 10 out of 10 for that little thing on it. If you've seen those cards, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's my last video. You should watch that one. It was a super cool video. But yeah, we're gonna go 10 out of 10, even though they're not that crazy. But yeah, for this deck of cards, I think it fits it perfectly. Like, I think you can't have a crazy pips and indices and court cards with a back design like this. Like, it just wouldn't fit. So yeah, we're definitely going 10 out of 10 on that. But yeah, so that brings us to another 49 out of 50. And honestly, I'd have to compare them right next to each other, but I don't know. I think these might be ahead of the cherry casinos. And yeah, I've reviewed a bunch of really good decks recently because yeah, last two have been 49s out of 50, and the price were the only thing that I didn't give a 10 out of 10. So maybe I need to start reviewing harder, or maybe I'm just on a run of reviewing a bunch of very cool decks of cards. But yeah, like I said, and one other small note about these cards I noticed, they almost feel like super nice cards that are a tiny bit broken in. Like, normally the first couple shuffles, like, buckle, and they have it on these cards, and, like, they feel slippery and new still, but they feel more usable, like a lot of brand new cards. Not there, buckles, I jinxed it, but, like this thing I was doing with a brand new deck of cards earlier, and it just, like, wasn't working because they're too slippery. But, yeah, it worked with this. Yeah, not too much else to say about these cards, other than, yeah, they're super sweet. Yeah, love these cards a lot. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Sorry if this review was a little boring and just more me talking, but, yeah, you have to appreciate the smaller details in cards sometimes, I think, and, yeah, that's what these cards are, and, you know, the story it tells of, yeah, Smoke and Mirrors, you know, V1s back before cardistry was even a thing, and it really started cardistry. So yeah, a lot of history in this deck of cards, or any Smoke and Mirrors deck really, but especially these ones, since it's the Smoke or Mirror, in this case, Smoke. But yeah, very cool deck of cards. Yeah, let me know what cards you guys want me to review next. At the time I'm making this, we're 6 subscribers away from 50, which will put us at, yeah, 50 subscribers to open the Dan and Dave Private Reserve Smoke and Mirror V1. So yeah, super excited about that. I want to open them super bad, and I also think it can help with my channel, because if I'm being honest, and sorry, this video's been all me talking, but if I'm being honest, there's only one other person on YouTube I've seen review him, and he was kind of just like went into it with a bad attitude, I feel like, and maybe he has something against Dan and Dave. I don't know if you guys have seen it, you know what I'm talking about, but he was just kind of like crass, and yeah, I don't know, he just like went into these cards, and before he opened it, he's like, oh, this color sucks, like, fuck this, blah blah blah. And then, so, like, you know, if the person's not into the cards, it's not a fun video to watch. So hopefully my video will be more enjoyable for people that want to learn and see about those cards. I'm going to do some research for it beforehand to make it a little bit educational, but also fun. And yeah, so Dan and Dave, X Anyone Worldwide, Smoke, 49 out of 50. like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what kind of deck or what deck of cards you guys want me to review next. And yeah, also let me know, as I said in the beginning, what kind of cards are your daily use cards right now. And yeah, these are mine, the Art of Play, William Stout, Dinosaur, and I was pleasantly surprised by him, so yeah. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.